I present to you Madam Christian Yakubu, the Country Manager for CDF Canada.
Thank you very much. CDF is privileged to be part of this forum. The meaning of CDF is Cooperative Development Foundation. It's a Canadian-based organization, and we are implementing for now the 4R Nutrient Stewardship Project. I'm happy that especially the youth is here, because we all agree that where I am coming from, the north, it's like farming is now left to the aged. The youth, for sure, is just thinking of white-collar jobs, which are not there. I think one of the presenters mentioned about the gap, which is almost 8 million across, I don't know whether it's Africa or the world. So there's a huge gap, and we can easily fill it with Agric. So for CDF Canada, I want to say one of the key things that is preventing the youth from going into Agric is how profitable it is, because some of them cannot do things right. And we all know that for now, the only way to go is intensification. The meaning of CDF is Cooperative Development Foundation. It's a Canadian-based organization, and we are implementing for now the 4R Nutrient Stewardship Project. I'm happy that especially the youth is here, because we all agree that where I am coming from, the north, it's like farming is now left to the aged. The youth, for sure, is just thinking of white-collar jobs, which are not there. I think one of the presenters mentioned about the gap, which is almost 8 million across, I don't know whether it's Africa or the world. So there's a huge gap, and we can easily fill it with Agric. So for CDF Canada, I want to say one of the key things that is preventing the youth from going into Agric is how profitable it is, because some of them cannot do things right. And we all know that for now, the only way to go is intensification, because the lands are not there. A lot of activities are going on. If you come to Tamale, you can see farmlands are being taken over for buildings and for other competing activities. So how do we intensify? I think the major way to do it is through fertilizer application. A lot of money is being spent in fertilizer application or acquiring fertilizer. So what we seek to do is to see to it that farmers are able to get the best out of the use of fertilizer. That's why the 4 R's, the right to the placement, the source, the time, and even the application. So as a project, we are saying that if farmers are able to get the best out of what they produce, it can entice the youth. That's why we have a championship program, where we call it the 4R Championship Program. And we are targeting much of the youth, where we can give a grant and they really stick to the application of the 4R principles in the use of fertilizer. And we believe that once they are able to apply this together with all the climate smart strategies, then when they do the cost-benefit analysis, they will see the need to go into production production. So as a project, that's an aspect we are doing, but also marketing is very critical. We all know that once they produce and they are not able to market, or they even learn about the principles and they are not able to get the right inputs at the right time, then it also becomes a challenge. So that is what we are doing as a project. The project is a 5.5-year project. It's funded by the Global Affairs Canada. And we are working with a number of partners. We have the African Plant Nutrition Institute, that is a research institution that is working with SARI in Ghana. We also have the project in Ethiopia, seeing to it that the principles, they are researching into applying the 4R principles. We also have an implementing partner that is Send Ghana. So for Ghana, we are actually in the Eastern Corridor, 4 districts in the Eastern Corridor. But for the 4R championship, it's open to all of us. And once you log on and you apply and you go through the criteria, if you win, I think you are entitled to about 1,000 Canadian dollars to just take up a small project. And if you see the benefit of it, I think you can then apply on a larger scale. So basically, that is what our project is about. And we are really excited to be part of this whole program. One takeaway is that it is never too late. I didn't study Agric, but I'm very passionate about Agric because I know how my people are suffering. And so I'm so passionate about it. I've worked on food security initiative for the past 18 years since I left the university. So to the youth, just you have to be focused. Know what you want to do, be focused, and don't be worried to fail because you can learn from failure and it can push you forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Christie. But a quick one, somebody wants you to, we have some 1,000 Canadian dollars. Can you please tell us what it's about again?
As I said, it is a championship program. So there's, where's your one? Mark is in charge of our communication component. Once we leave, you can ask him more about it. There's a process that you go through. You can decide to have maybe a small vegetable farm or a maize farm that you want to apply the principles. There's a process. So if you apply and go through the process, especially for students in the university, we are committed to funding such small projects.
Mark, please, can we have the website or the link?
Yeah.
It's very important. If I want to access the 4R, what's the website or the link to access it? We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube, so others could also join in.
Yeah, so the 4R championship program is on the company website. It's on the project website, www.4rsolution.org. And then moving on in the weeks to come, in the days to come, we will spell out critically how students and stakeholders in various institutions can apply for the 4R championship. So as she said, a beneficiary can win up to 1,000 Canadian dollars to supporting their small micro project on applying the 4R principles. So moving on in the days to come, we would elaborate more on it and then the basic steps on how to win the grant. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have room for just 2 questions.
Thank you. My name is Gideon Ayiti, University of Ghana, level 200. Please, madam, when you were saying, you said lands are very limited nowadays. So if we want to intensify our agriculture or food to solve that food security problem, then we must go into fertilization. That's the application of fertilizers to crops. My problem is if we apply fertilizers to crops with low, like poor varieties, or crops with, they cannot produce much as expected, but we always, due to genetic problems, while we are applying the fertilizers to them, what happens? So wouldn't it, I suggest that the question is, are you also considering the improvement in the varieties of crops or only the fertilization of the farms?
Yeah, thank you very much. I agree with you that the answer is not fertilizer only, but the point is that once people want to increase production or productivity, you will agree with me that a lot of farmers use fertilizer. And people are worried because they feel that fertilizer is destroying our soils. That is where 4R comes in. How do we get the best out of it? How do we become efficient in how we use fertilizer? That's not to say we should not do organic fertilization. No. 4R is not against, is it organic, right? Yeah, the fertilizers, we have the organic and then the inorganic. It's not to say we are against organic, but how do you use the inorganic in the right way that our fears about the use of fertilizers will be minimized? Yeah, I don't know if I've answered your question. Sure, that's where the climate smart strategies come in. So we are not just looking at only fertilizers, but all the strategies that can enhance productivity. Yeah. So that's how come we are working with SARI to make sure that they come with improved varieties.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Christiana. Okay, a lady hasn't asked a question in a long while, so I'll give you the honors.
Thank you. My name is Aisa Bobone Eva. Please, my question is, you keep mentioning 4 hours. Please, what are these 4 hours? Thank you.
Thank you very much. So 4 hours, actually there's a session that we are supposed to talk more about 4 hours. But maybe just for a summary, in the application of fertilizer, we are saying that you should know what exactly your soil or your land needs. So the right source. It's just like when he was talking, he mentioned that there are blends. So is it all about NPK? What is it that is really lacking on your soil? Are you able to know what exactly your soil needs so that you don't give the soil what it doesn't need? It's like a malnourished child that you don't give, you will not see any results. So that's the right source, the right timing. So work on all factors that actually affect farmers from being able to get fertilizer and apply it at the right time. We are also looking at the right place. People are complaining, if you say we should apply it in a particular way, the project is working to ensure that if it is about technology, then we are able to address the technology to ensure that farmers are able to apply the right quantity of fertilizers to the soil, and then the right place, the right placement. Where do you really place it? Now our farmers are broadcasting fertilizers. Is that the best way to go? Are they not going to waste their investment? What is the best way to place the fertilizer such that they will make the best out of it and also to protect the environment? So that's the point.
Okay, thank you very much. So on Wednesday, God willing, there's a full session to be facilitated by CDF Canada on the 4R farming practices. So from 9:30, you'll get to know more about the 4R. Can we please put our hands together once again, Madam Christiana Yakubu.